Somewhere in Washington, D.C. right now, a nuclear weapon test vehicle is standing on the National Mall, a few feet from funnel cake stands and state pavilions. The United States government put it there on purpose. It's 11 feet tall, made from a nickel alloy, designed to withstand extreme heat, and it was built in less than 6 days. Not months, not years, 6 days. So why does the world's most advanced nuclear engineering program need a state fair to make its case? This is the story of Ares Tide. On November 24, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order launching what his administration called the Genesis Mission, a sweeping directive to connect the nation's most powerful supercomputers into a single AI-powered research platform led by the Department of Energy. It was a quiet order, as executive orders go. Most people missed it, but inside the national laboratories, it set something in motion that no one had ever quite attempted before. The United States nuclear deterrent is old. The weapons in America's stockpile were designed by scientists who are now retired or dead. Replacing that institutional knowledge, replicating that design capability, has been one of the central anxious questions of nuclear modernization for decades. The Genesis mission was an attempt to answer it with AI. The question was whether it would actually work. Ares Tide is the government's answer. Within days of the executive order, the NNSA, the National Nuclear Security Administration, issued a formal request for information on what it called transformational AI capabilities for national security. That was December 1st, 2025. By that point, AI was already generating the initial design for Ares Tide, a flight test vehicle built to simulate the extreme heat and vibration a nuclear weapon experiences on its path to a target. The concept phase was not a lengthy deliberation. It was November. By December, they had a plastic model. January brought a carbon fiber composite prototype. February 12, 2026, the ribbon was cut on Camino, the Center for Advanced Manufacturing and Innovation, a rapid prototyping facility at Sandia National Laboratories built specifically to enable this kind of accelerated development. By March, multiple full-scale prototypes of Ares Tide were complete. The whole sequence, from AI-generated concept to multiple physical builds, took about 5 months. That same process, using traditional methods, would have taken years. The fuselage was printed on a Velo Sapphire XC printer. The 11-foot cone was divided into 7 nested pieces, printed simultaneously rather than sequentially. That single decision, print them all at once, then separate and reassemble, is what compressed the build cycle to under 6 days. It sounds almost mundane. It isn't. Nuclear engineering has never been constrained by how fast you could manufacture a part. The bottleneck has always been design iteration, the long, careful, expert-driven process of figuring out what to build before you build it. AI collapsed that cycle. Additive manufacturing collapsed the build cycle. Ares Tide is what happens when both collapse at the same time. The supercomputers behind the design are named Venado and El Capitan, operated across the NNSA's network of national laboratories, Los Alamos, Lawrence Livermore, and Sandia, working in close collaboration with the Kansas City National Security Campus. El Capitan, verified by the Top 500 benchmark, the authoritative ranking of the world's fastest supercomputers, as the world's fastest in November 2024 achieved 1.742 exaflops. That figure is almost meaningless to a human ear, which is partly the point. It represents a scale of computational power that can simulate physical environments, stress test material designs, and iterate on geometry at a speed no human team can match. In May 2026, KairosDocs underwent a series of successful flight tests at the U.S. Army's Dugway Proving Ground in Utah, including a half-scale drop test on May 19th from 32,000 feet. The vehicle performed. The data came back. June 24th, 2026, the NNSA announced all of it publicly. The following day, KairosDocs went on display at what the administration called the Great American State Fair on the National Mall. It will stay there through July 10. That timing carries its own weight. The same week KairosDocs was unveiled, China's line-shine system, housed at the National Supercomputing Center in Shenzhen, surpassed El Capitan at the top of the top 500 rankings. The first Chinese supercomputer to hold that position since 2017. The vehicle, built on the most powerful American compute in history, was announced the same week the United States lost that title. Coincidence is the wrong word. Context is the right one. NNSA Administrator Williams said it plainly. We're in a period of unprecedented change in technology. The nature of warfare is changing in front of us. It's as important as it ever has been that we use all the tools available to keep America out front. Artificial intelligence is one of the most important tools to keep us ahead. The government's position is that this is modernization, responsible, necessary, a concept demonstrator for a manufacturing process, not a new weapon. Critics hear that framing and find it insufficient. Non-proliferation researchers have noted for years that additive manufacturing, affordable microprocessors, and automated design software collectively lower the barriers to weapons development, not just for the United States. A peer-reviewed study published in Risk Analysis in 2025 by Allison and Herzog found that when proliferation-enabling technologies advance significantly faster than detection capabilities, states may perceive clandestine nuclear programs as more viable and less risky. AI-accelerated design is one of those technologies. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists has flagged separately that the increasing sophistication and uncertain accuracy of AI models generates significant concern when applied to critical military programs. According to the program's published figures, 15 times cheaper, 7 times faster, an 11-foot structure printed in under 6 days on the National Mall. The government put it there to be seen, to be photographed, to be normalized. And normalization is the point, because if this process works at scale, if AI and additive manufacturing can genuinely compress the design and build cycles of nuclear engineering, then what was once a capability limited to superpowers with decades of institutional knowledge becomes something else entirely. The question isn't whether America should modernize its deterrent.